Hey, what's up, online community? And thanks for stopping by and checking out another segment of Straight No Chaser, where I talk sports and culture for fans, oftentimes with the fans. Now, I've been on a little bit of a hiatus for the past couple of weeks, which has allowed me to kind of regain my energy, but also, more importantly, catch up on some topics that are happening in the world of sports as well as in the world around us in general. Now, today I decided to go it alone. I had some people that wanted to join me, but I wanted to use this opportunity to really give my direct thoughts in terms of some of the things that's going on both in our country and also in the world of sports. But before we get into it, you know how we do. Grab your favorite libation. We're about to get into it. Straight No Chaser. Also, the other piece is press your lawmakers for reform. Press your lawmakers for reform. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of things we get caught up on the national level, what's going on in the White House, what's going on in the Senate, what's going on in the House, the Supreme Court. These are all important issues. These are all important bodies of legislation that we need to be cognizant of. But it's not the end all be all. And a lot of things happen on the local level. You know, I know that there's now Breonna's Law that was just passed in Louisville, Kentucky, you know, as it relates to, it was named after Breonna. And again, summarized, I believe it's with respect to how warrants and no not warrants are dealt with in Louisville, Kentucky. But again, get out there and vote. I know the Breonna Taylor decision regarding the officers has people feeling some type of way. I encourage you, use this in a constructive manner, use that energy in a constructive manner, get out there and vote, have some constructive conversations with people, be in a position where you can have some teachable moments, and also, you know, make sure that you're safe. I have a lawyer friend of mine who told me that regardless if you're right or wrong, that can be discussed in court. You don't get a day in court if you catch an officer on the wrong day, at the wrong time, in the wrong setting, at the wrong moment. You may not get a day in court. So in many instances, we have to engage law enforcement as if our life depends on it, because our life does depend on it. So make sure that, you know, you're being safe when you are out and about, because again, we're also in the middle of a pandemic, but then also make sure that you are engaging law enforcement in a manner which it does not put your safety in jeopardy. Now, with respect to Breonna Taylor, you know, I have no words because she was at home in her domicile with her fiance, and I know as a Second Amendment supporter and a firearm owner, if I heard someone coming into my door, you know, I would make sure that I follow the process here that we have in Illinois as it relates to defending my home if I felt that there was an intruder coming in. So with that, again, I encourage everyone to be safe. I encourage everyone to use this as a teachable moment. If you're feeling some type of way, if you're having these conversations, you know, try and find a constructive way in which to be able to have conversations and not the vitriol that I've seen, because many of us, you know, we're tired. We're dealing with, I know I'm dealing with the PTSD of just sensory overload day after day after day with African Americans as it relates to the death, the violence, just the ill will, you know, whether it be here in our own communities, whether it be with law enforcement. There are even things happening globally that are not even being talked about. We're not being talked about what's happening in Saudi Arabia or Libya or other areas. So, I mean, it's very exhausting, it's very tiring. So check in also, you know, check in on one another. Check in on your African American friends. Check to make sure they're okay, because I have enough strength and I have enough wherewithal and enough awareness to be able to say, hey, you know what, I'm dealing with this. However, being able to acknowledge it is the first step, and then I will manage as best means possible. But not everybody's in that position. Not everybody has that level of awareness. So again, check on your African American people. So those are my thoughts on Breonna Taylor's. I know the NBA and other organizations are releasing statements. You know, we've had athletes, entertainers that have shared statements in the past. So I'm sure this is, while it's still fresh because the lack of charges just happened today, more and more things will be coming out in the near future. So those are my thoughts on the Breonna Taylor situation as it relates to the members of law enforcement not being indicted by the grand jury.